Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric, and this is demo number 4, rendering and editing the live photo field with glass. So what do we need to do to get it to render? And then what do we need to do to get it to be editable in the Experience Editor? I started out decompiling Glass's assemblies to figure out how they were doing it, and noticed a lot of their methods were private or internal, so that made it really difficult to use their code as is. So I had to borrow what I needed to be able to accomplish my goal. So I created a class called Live Photo MVC, and it's inheriting from Glass HTML MVC. The first thing to do to render out the live photo is this method public HTML string render live photo. I pass in a model, expression for the field, a boolean, whether it's editable or not, and then whatever tag you want the element to be in. Apple's Live Photo Kits API shows it as a span, but it can also be a div or any other block element. When Apple uses a span, they inline style as a block element anyway, so I don't know why they just... So I'm basically getting the field, decompiling it as a live photo glass object. I'm checking to see if we are in editing mode and whether or not we want this photo, wherever it's called, to be edited. So they would just put is editable equals true. And if that happens, it falls into this area. I'm getting the attributes, get live photo common attributes, which consists of, I believe, the photo source, the video source, height, width, inline style, and tag. So as shown above, I'm defaulting to span. And then convert it to a URL string and pass the URL string parameters into this make editable method. And this is following Glass. This is pretty much how they do it. They create a string builder, string writer, add a string writer into another method called make editable live photo. But just a note, do not wrap this string writer in using to close it automatically, because it does not work. It messes up with the functionality, so that's why there's a dispose over here, a flush here, and a close here. Now into what actually makes this editable. I have a render element. It's pretty basic. Consists of 3 properties, a writer, a first part, and a last part. Basically, what it does is the writer writes the first part, then when you dispose, it writes the last part. If we go back into the make editable live photo method, I basically copied the whole thing from a private method in Glass HTML. It's getting the attributes, it's doing its glass thing, and it's also setting the render field args with data. It then runs a render field pipeline which calls the get live photo value. The get live photo value pipeline is like any other render pipeline. It usually checks for the correct field type. In this case, I'm checking for a live photo. If it's not a live photo, I return out of this. I'm creating a render, which is called down at the bottom, which is a live photo render. I'm not doing anything special until I'm trying to set the width and height to the parameters. If they already exist, they don't get added. The only other custom part of this file is the web edit button of choose live photo movie. The live photo renderer is pretty straightforward, as in it parses the field, parses the node to get the parameters, gets the image source, the movie source, and then starts building out the tag to display the live photo. The parse node parses the attributes into media source, movie source, and height, width, and class name. The parse field gets the database, language, and version, media source, and movie source as well. I don't believe I'm using those properties right now. So after that pipeline runs, it gets all the data that's needed and renders a new render element. And if we go back up to here, if it's not in editing mode, it just renders a live photo and passes the field and tag into this basic method, which gets the data attributes and live photo common attributes, which we've gone over earlier. So that's basically all it takes to render and edit a custom field in Glass. Thanks for watching my demos, and if you happen to catch anything that I missed or did incorrectly or poorly, please let me know. I'm always open for criticism, and I'm always looking to improve, so please speak up, and thanks again, and have a great week.